Alafia. Hi everyone, it's Nefertia with Creole Shun LLC. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Mercury Retrograde collective reading to start out because I was going to do like a post, and I might still do a post that you can just share around on like Facebook and stuff, but I wanted something for YouTube too, and I was really excited about the messages I was getting about Mercury retrograde, because I should have probably done this before Mercury started, because now I started getting all tired and drained, and I was like I don't know how I'm about to do this. So well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So first off, I was picking up on some things before I pulled some cards already, and I was picking up some things, and I got excited, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to just write this. I have to share this. I have to speak on this. I'm picking up that so Mercury's retrograding, and we're also in Libra season, and during this time there's a lot of energy about balancing things and coming into balance. So there are probably a lot of people who are feeling the same energy of imbalanced connections or relationships. Like you have friends who you're pouring into more, or maybe you're the friend that's getting more poured into them. Right now, it's really, really being strongly influenced to balance things. It has to be an equal give and take. So there are going to be people that you're going to notice in your life, or who are going to notice that you're in their life, draining them. Like there's this energy of people dumping on other people and then not giving back as much. So every relationship that you have around you is going to need to be very equal. And you're going to really notice strongly these energies of people around you who aren't doing that. It's going to really bother you. It's going to really make you feel like, get the hell out my life. Why are you here? Why are you taking up space? So it's going to be really important for you to pay attention to what you feel. Pay attention to your intuition on the people that are around you. And if there are people who are draining you, you're going to need to bring in the balance, that Libra balance. Also, you're going to need to pay attention to things that make you feel good and how things make you feel. So things are making you feel really drained. Pay attention to that, because, and I have like a really high energy like right now. I don't know if you noticed, in Mercury retrograde, along with Chiron retrograde and Uranus retrograde and some other stuff retrograde, Mars retrograde. People are tired right now. My energy is really high because I'm doing the things. I'm really pouring into the things that make me happy and I enjoy doing. When you're pouring into a lot of things that you don't enjoy doing, you're going to feel drained. So maybe focus on those things that are like, okay, this is making me feel drained. So maybe I don't like this thing. Maybe this is something that I don't really fuck with. Whatever. I be trying not to curse because I'll be like, that's not professional, but we're friends. Fuck professional. Love y'all. I want to build a connection like that because I want to be me. See? That makes me feel good. Cussing makes me feel good. I'm for real. Seriously. It does. I love cussing. I like rapping. I like singing Megan Thee Stallion. I like being ghetto, and I also like being very bubbly, and I like laughing at everything, and I like shaking my ass. So that makes me happy, and that gives me a lot of energy, and I like putting on makeup, and I like playing in the mirror because I like doing stuff that makes me feel pretty. So those are things that you're going to want to do. Like, I'm not even saying that you're going to want to do those specific things. Those are things that make me feel good. That's a Venusian energy. You're going to really want to charge up on this Venusian energy and do the things that make you fucking happy and fuck anybody else who doesn't like it. I'm sorry. I'm just like flicking off the camera. I don't even know if you can do that on YouTube. Like, so let me see what else they're saying. about the things that need to happen with these connections and like relationships. Relationships are being tested. That's first and foremost. I knew that before Mercury started retrograding. I knew these relationships was gonna be tested. Everything, everybody around you, you're gonna see who needs to stay, who should, and who needs to get the fuck on, who you're gonna have to cut off, or who you should cut in. Who should be a part of the abundance that's coming after this, because you better believe after this Mars retrograde and Mercury retrograde, it's gonna be some good shit. So first and foremost, we got, I love these cards, by the way. The first house. I don't know much about houses and stuff, so I'm going to look at the book when I look at that. But immediately I'm seeing 2, 5, and 7. So duality, partnership, balance. Duality's been coming up a lot. I've been seeing 222 on the clock everywhere. You might be seeing it too. But the thing is, balance and those connections, the partnerships, the relationships that you have around you are very important to pushing you and propelling you to where you're supposed to be going in your own journey. Fives are about change, freedom, travel, excitement, certainty, knowing, and being sure. So you might be feeling like there are things that are shifting. And you might be like, why is this happening this way? It might rock your fucking world. But listen to me. It's for the better. You need to be certain of the people that are in your life. And you need to be willing to allow the changes and the shifts to happen. You have to be willing to let them happen. So if the change happens to be that this person is no longer in your life, accept that, because you have to be willing to accept it. I know it's hard. It's easier said than done. But the thing is, it's propelling you. And if you fight it, then you're fighting wanting to have certainty in your life. And even as I'm talking, here pops up 7. We're at 7 minutes. 5 + 2 is 7. I'm into numerology, so being a part of this channel, you're going to hear a lot about numerology. I can do a whole entire reading off of numerology and numbers alone. So I'm going to tell you the 7s are about mastery, spiritual mastery. This is the inner stuff. This is the introspection, going within and going within self and seeing. But this is also about confirmation. This is also about completion and perfection of things. There are some things that are about to come to an end, baby. 9s are coming up a lot too. And it's okay, because there's also 11s coming up. That means that there are doors that you might be missing because of ones that you won't let close. You got to let them close. I said I was going to look and see what this was about with this. I'm not even looking at the right book. You know what? I'm going to just go with it. Go with what I was feeling. I'm not going to look about the first house. That's like stuff that I can talk about probably on the post. But the body, this is about the body. This is about how you feel. You really need to pay attention to how things make you feel. If things are making you feel uncertain, then they're probably not for you. Maybe. Or you need to look at what it is that's making you feel uncertain about that thing. Is it you? Introspect. Go within. Or is it the other person? Is the situation? What's making you feel uncertain about it? You're going to really want to look at those things. You're going to want to pay attention to your desires. What are you passionate about? What makes you feel good? 3 and 7, which both are numbers of completion and perfection. 3s are about unity and harmony as well. Birth, advancement, enthusiasm, community. So again, we're looking at relationships. The people you have around you are very much so having an impact on where you're going and how you're going to get there. If they're still around you and they're not supposed to be, they're holding you back. Okay. So also 7 and 3 go into 10. And so then we start talking about fresh starts and new beginnings. Well, how do you have those if you don't let things go? And then boom, Chiron healing is right there. 8, and I was just looking. I caught 8 minutes. I did. I really did. And we got 8, which is about abundance and power and inner power. Most importantly, the power within you. Okay? So there's a lot of healing that's happening right now. Healing of past things from past relationships, past connections that hurt. They're going to be coming up. So the thing is to look at that and why it's coming up. Why is it coming up again? Like for me, there were things coming up that I thought I had healed from. And you're going to notice that. You thought you healed from that, and maybe you didn't all the way. So if it's coming up, there's still some healing that needs to happen, and that's okay, so do it. Okay. I am. Who are you? And this time, you're going to be figuring out more and more who you are. Take the time to allow that to happen. The thing is, like with Mercury retrogrades, people are so busy being like, oh my God, if Mercury is retrograding again, I don't want to deal with this. I can't wait till this is over. If you don't go within and figure out what the hell is the reason why this is so tough for you, because it doesn't have to be. The thing is, you have to embrace the challenges and the lessons that are coming up, because these things are coming up to show you something. We're always on a healing journey. We're always on a shadow work journey. It's all right. So do it. Don't, like, people get so obsessed with, I want to be healed so bad and arrived. I don't know if everybody reads the Bible or whatnot, but I used to love that scripture when I was like a real Bible thumping Christian sister. You know what I'm saying? I used to really like the scripture where Paul was like, I'm not saying I've arrived, but I'm dealing with these experiences. I'm learning these things that I need to learn. You know, he was saying, I'm not saying I've arrived or anything like that, but I'm learning. I'm doing what I got to do to get there. Well, it applies. Whether you're a spiritual, you know, a hoodooist. I do everything. I flux with everything. So start judging me there, because I'm going to be me. I still quote the Bible because that sometimes it resonates, okay? So if you don't think so, then you don't got to watch me. Because I'm serious. The thing is, whoever you are, that's going to resonate with you. People get bent up on titles. And maybe in this season, you're learning that the titles don't fucking matter. And the titles don't define you. For me, that's a big deal. Not being defined by any one title. I realized a lot of things about myself that, I thought I practiced this. I thought this is what there's things that I just didn't realize. I had way more power than the things that I tried to say that I practiced, because I was being held back by saying that that's all I did. Don't be held back by any one thing. There's things that you're going to be learning in this time about yourself that are going to be very important to your journey and finding out who you are. There's order in everything. There's structure in the foundation, and you start it. I am. Okay? You start the structure and foundation of who you are. I'm fucking crying. Owning. Own who you are. Own who you are. There's more 8. There's more power, inner power. There's more duality. In the end, you reap the benefits. That good luck energy, that Jupiter energy. Allowing things to be completed and come to an end so that things can become balanced again. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to end this soon because my phone's going to die. So more like Venusian energy there. With the Venusian energy, it's really about, again, coming from that place of passion. What makes you happy? What makes you fall in love? What makes you just blush and bloom and just glow, and embracing that and being excited about that. At some point, you're coming into increase, though. I really feel like financially, abundantly, this is a good time. I don't know if that's just my season because I'm all like, whatever comes. I mean, it's hard. Nobody's saying it's not hard and it's fun all the time. No, growth isn't. Shadow work isn't. Healing isn't. It's not. But you have to be able to embrace it and be like, look, it is what it is. I gotta accept that this is what happened. You got friends that don't resonate with you anymore. There's season. You don't have to hate them. That's that Venusian energy too. You don't have to hate them. But you don't have to keep them in your life either. You know what I mean? Seasons are for seasons. This person was for this season of my life. And look at now. They're not. Now their season's up. Now what did I learn from that? A lot of times we don't want to take the time to just look at what we learned from each relationship and connection. We want to find there to be something so wrong with that person. And I'm not saying people don't do fucked up shit, because they do. But that shouldn't be your main focus. Your main focus shouldn't be on the fucked up shit they did. It should be on what you could learn from that experience. Because what did you do? What kind of fucked up shit maybe you did in that relationship? Because sometimes we don't want to do that. We don't want to look at that and be like, I was fucked up too. I did some fucked up shit in that friendship too. I was talking about them all the time. Stuff like that. You don't want to look at that and then actually, excuse me, take an introspection and look at yourself. If you're not looking at self, you ain't doing shit. Okay. Find your creative space. Find a place to create from. And, oh my gosh, hold on. Find your creative space and a creative place to create from. Jesus. Shit. Sorry. Okay. It's Aquarius. This energy is freedom-loving, rebellious, idealistic, and technological. We know Mercury likes to mess with people's technology. I wonder how long it's going to take for me to upload this video. That part. But the fact that this energy is freedom-loving, like I said, you want to feel free to be yourself. You want to take time to work from your creative space. What makes you happy? What makes you feel good in your body? How does things make you feel? Like, really introspecting, not just introspecting to be like, this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me. What about this is great about me, that's great about me, I really like this about me, and fuck what other people think. I really enjoy this, even though a lot of people think that that's some weird shit. That's really important during this time. Yeah, we're in a transformational time. This transformational area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. So, yeah, you heard it. Intense emotions, for sure. And then Pisces pops up. And Aries. Very intense energies, yes. So, Pisces says this energy is wistful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. It confuses and softens resolve. The first thing that comes up to me is forgiving. Not only just so when things come up from the past that bother you, or are still bothering you, that you thought you healed from, the first thing that I thought of was, do I forgive myself for that? Do I forgive myself? I know, right? Yes. Do I forgive myself for that situation? Because, yeah, I went through the stages of being like, I'm not even mad at that person no more because I did certain things too. I'm going to look at what did I do in that situation? How can I take responsibility for my own actions because I'm an individual person and I don't have to let anyone do anything to me. And I did. So now it's, well, do I forgive myself for letting that happen? And that's where I started being like, okay, this is what I have to deal with in this season. So I'm going to challenge you to the same thing. beyond just forgiving the other person and looking at yourself and being like, I'm going to take responsibility for these things, do you forgive yourself for letting those things happen to you? Or allowing people to be in your life way longer than they needed to? Or are you still mad at yourself? Because you can't really go places being angry at you. You got to live there. The energy, Aries, the energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Crusading, impulsive action is likely. So, taking action in those areas where you see things that need to be uprooted, shifted. Where is home? Okay. Where is home? Where is home for you? Where do roots need to be planted? Where is it okay to have roots planted? Where have roots already been planted? And which ones need to be dug up now? Which trees need to be snatched out the ground? We've planted a lot of places throughout our lives. And the thing is, at some point, you kind of have to move the tree. It's the easiest way to say it. My gosh. If you see auras, tell me about it. Tell me about it, because I'm seeing it. But there are times when you're going to have to shift areas where your space is, where your tree of life is planted. Cut branches off. Let go of some leaves. Everybody can't go with you, and a lot of times we want to take them. Picking up like a two-faced energy. I don't know who got some. I mean, I think some of us got some real two-faced friends. I know I ain't the only one that's picking up on fake-ass friends in your life. People that smile in your face and that evil eye energy. I'm going to smile in your face. Bitch gonna smile, but I know she don't like me. I told you I like the ratchet music. That's sweetie. Bitch gonna smile, but I know she don't like me. And that can go for guys too. Nigga gonna smile, but I know he don't like me. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a two-faced energy that I'm looking at right here, because I'm looking at it. No offense, Geminis, but you know y'all. You know the Geminis, the twins. I ain't even just saying like Geminis. I'm not coming at Geminis no type of way. I'm not. I'm just saying the two faces, the two sides. I just pick up an energy there's like some two-faced friends around y'all that's like fake as hell. People that have a real energy of, hey, you're so pretty. You're so cute. Oh, that's what's up. Oh, you're doing that. That's dope. And they really like, after they do it, like, hate that bitch. I hope she fall off. Like, you got people around. I feel like we all have people around us that are doing that. And you might even be that person. And if you're that person, like, get the fuck away from people. If you feel like that about somebody, I'm serious as hell. Like, I know that might be like a reach to think that people might actually be like, I'm that person, let me move my ass around. But no, really, if you're watching this and you were led here and you're that person, be honest with yourself and be like, you know what? If every time I can't compliment this person and not think negative about this person, maybe you need to get your ass the fuck on and get about their energy. It's not even no shade to you. Just, it's a thing. It's holding you back too. I know some people that I've had to cut off because they just have an energy about them that's just jealous, and they just won't. They can't come out of their shit. And I can't keep you in my energy because you holding us both back. But they're holding themselves back because they won't let it go. They just want to keep pretending like they're not. You know that emotion that's coming up in you because you're you. You know if you're feeling jealous for no reason because you're you. So be honest with yourself and say, you know what, I need to deal with this on my own. Let me leave that motherfucking person alone and figure out why the fuck I'm jealous of them, and stop trying to make it about anything else or trying to tell myself, I'm not jealous. I'm not though. I'm really happy for them. Don't do that. Like, really deal with your shit. That's the thing that people don't like to do. And during Mercury Retrograde, baby, you're going to have to do it. You're going to hold yourself back otherwise. And as, now I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna even say what I was gonna just say about, I'm a Taurus sun. So I ain't gonna say nothing bad about my fellow Taurians. Yes, I am. Actually, I am. I love us. But we can have a very stubborn kind of fake energy about us. Like, where we tend to, like, feel things and we don't speak on it because we feel like it's not gonna go nowhere. Okay. That's all I was gonna say. And also, Mercury is a planet about communication. I actually pulled Mercury. It's a planet about communication. So, like, you might want to figure out how your communication, like, work on some throat chakra stuff. I made a post about the throat chakra and how, like, for me, when I'm not speaking my truth, like, my throat starts to bother me. I might start to get a sore throat. It can get worse and worse as I really, like, don't speak my truth. It will start to be like where I'm always like, like, especially when I'm literally in the middle of not speaking my truth and I'm trying to, like, not say all of what I feel. I start to a lot. My stomach start hurting. I'll be like, my head start hurting. I'll be like, oh my God. All that just because I won't just say some shit, like, you know, as it's not really worth it. So definitely speak your truth as best as you can. Sometimes it takes writing. I had a friend tell me to write my feelings in poetry because that might be easier, and sometimes that might be. So do that if that's easier for you. If writing's easier for you, then write it. I'm gonna ask something about love, relationships, whatever, love, relationships. I got these cards and I want to use them. So there's a lot of energy about creating. So I know we're around a new moon. It was a new moon last night in Libra. So again, that balance. So really focusing on what it is you really want to create in your relationships. Don't mind my clairvoyant moments that I be having, cause but yeah, you might want to, like, really focus on the way that you really want your relationships to be during this time. How do I really want relationships to be for me? Sorry. And that's not just in romantic, but also in platonic friendships, relationships. How do I want my familyship to be? Focus on goals and things that are the most important to you. Create the things, like, create with your mind. Start there, how you want things to be. A lot of times we focus on the negativity or the things that aren't and not focus on the things that are. I've been really focusing on a gratitude journal, which is 5 things that I'm thankful for that I already have. See, we focus so much on what we want next that the universe just conveys that as lack. So focusing more, so doing like 5 things that you're grateful for, makes the universe realize you're thankful and you're ready to receive. Then write 3 affirmations in the form of thankfulness. Thank you for whatever my desire is. And just write 3 of those so that you're not focusing more on the things you want, but you're focusing more on the things that you have. So I noticed that I was attracting more things that I wanted just by being thankful for more things that I had already. And then I started having more things to be thankful for because the universe picks that up as you're ready to receive and you're open to receiving. So by focusing, like I said, like focusing on like more things that you have already and being grateful for that, and then adding in those 3 things that you would like to see happen, you actually manifest those 3 things because the universe picks up on it as something that you already have, instead of this energy of lack when we only focus on what we want all the time. This is going to be a time of like evolving, ascending, growing in our mental space, and allowing ourselves to shift energies and notice the energies and how they make us feel and how we pick up on them. And this is in relationships. I don't know, but whatever. These are twin flame oracle cards, and this is how it's coming out. So this is really, I feel like this time it all focuses on relationships anyway, but also the relationship with self. Duality. Like, you're going to want to be planting the seeds of the things that you want to see during this time. So during this Mercury retrograde, really focusing on what it is that you really want to see, how you want to grow, growing, no settling. So if there are things that you don't like, don't settle and be like, well, that's good enough. Now, I'm not saying, again, I'm saying be thankful, but that doesn't mean settle. Those are like 2 different things. Being thankful for the position of the things that you have, and settling for things that are less than is not the same thing. So you can be thankful for, if you live in a shelter, like, I've been there, so I'm not judging nobody. Be thankful that you have a roof over your head. Be thankful for that, but that doesn't mean settle. That's why you add in the 3 affirmations, because you want bigger. You do want bigger, but you don't want the universe to think that you have lack either. So you be thankful for having at least, because that's a good thing. Like, I remember being in like the motel room, and I was happy as hell when I moved in my place, because I was like, being in a motel, that means you're eating out of a microwave. So I was really, really freaking thankful to be able to eat, like, cook my own food. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even think of those things as being things to be thankful to unless we're in a place where we don't have it. And that's why the universe, if you're always like, well, I want this though, the universe is like, well, you're coming from a place of lack. So you aren't ready to receive anything more. And sometimes, like in my circumstance, in that situation, I ended up really lacking there because I was not grateful at all. Like, I had a pretty good setup, and I was not grateful at all because I was always looking at what I didn't like and how I wanted to do this and I want to be here, and I was not grateful at all. And the universe definitely picked up on that lack, and I ended up not having even that. So I had to get to a place where it was like, you know what, I'm at least thankful that I even have food to put in the microwave, that we're not outside anywhere, you know what I'm saying? And like, the universe picked that up, and then it just got better and better. So, and it's continuously getting better. Like, being thankful really is important. And I like to share my stories, so I'm pretty transparent. You know what I'm saying? I still, you just have to protect yourself. That's another thing I want to make sure you guys know during this Mercury retrograde. Be very protective of your energy. You really need to make sure. We were just at 33 minutes and 33 seconds. I swear to God, I'm sure y'all seen it because it's good. It's gonna read. But yes, you're gonna want to be very protective of your energy. Very protective. You're going to want to make sure that you don't just let anybody in your energy. If they're making you feel drained, that's why that's paying attention to your body, then you need to tell, like, you don't even have to tell them. Just pull your ass back. Like, I'm not even going to, as soon as you start feeling drained, a person is draining you, disconnect. You ain't even got to tell them, like, I'm not going to talk to you no more because you make me feel drained. That's still too much energy. Just, okay, I'm going to talk to that person another time. And then if every time you talk to them, it's always draining you, no. That person doesn't need to be in your life. You got to pay attention to your vibrations. How are people making you feel in your body? Like, literally. I'm sorry that this didn't turn out to be actual love reading, because I don't think that that's what this Mercury retrograde is going to be about. I think it's really about connections as a whole, which can fall into the category of your romantic relationships too, because maybe they're draining you. And maybe they're really good for you. And maybe you need to look at also your relationships. This is important too. With the gratitude thing, we don't think about that as being something that we need to find ourselves grateful for. You want to look at your relationships and your connections also and find things to be thankful for, or you'll always be looking for what they're not doing. I'm thankful. You might, okay, so write like 5 things. Thank you, such and such, for this. Thank you, such and such, for that. Thank you, such and such, for this. And then maybe write your 3 things. Maybe if you want to do this part, if you want to do the affirmation part or not, write your 3 things that you're thankful for, that you would want from that person, or that you would want from someone else, you know, like relationship wise or whatever. Just, thank you that I attract friends that, thank you for friends that do this thing that friend doesn't do that. And I don't like that they don't do that, but I'm not going to focus on the lack that they don't do that. I'm just going to say that thank you that I have friends, and I'm affirming that I have friends that do this thing that I really want that friend to do. So instead of just being all like, I'm not thankful for any of my friends, like, here's an opportunity to be thankful for what this friend does do for me. And I'm also going to manifest friends that do the things that I want, that I would desire a friendship to look like. I'm just saying, it's just a way that you do things. Thankfulness and gratitude is really important when you're manifesting, because you can't manifest from a place of lack. That's just really, really foremost important. So I'm gonna end this because I'm at 35 minutes, 36, and I don't like going all the way hour long stuff. I'm gonna end it with a clearing of your energy, positive, open receptors for you. Okay, open your receptors, open your heart chakra to love and fulfillment and self-love and compassion and forgiveness during this Mercury retrograde. Ashe. Ashe. Y'all, that's so wild. Did y'all see it? Because I definitely just seen the aura. It was like strobe lights behind my head, pink and green. That's the heart chakra colors, y'all. Period. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna stop acting crazy now. I'm a very excitable energy. I hope that y'all like me. And if you don't, fuck you. Okay. All right, y'all. So it was really fun. I like talking to y'all. Next time I do a reading, it's going to be a zodiac reading specifically on each sign for love. And then I'm going to do one for spirituality. Like your spiritual, like this one. Kind of. Yeah. So it's peace and love. Alafia. Ashe. Namaste. Peace.